7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you listening?
Ricky J Sports.
What is going on, my fellow YouTubers? This is Ricky J, baby, from Ricky J Sports, and welcome to the finale for our UFC Fantasy League. And man, it is going to be crazy. UFC 212. But before we get into that, I want to make it known that Lucas Brodingham is the current champion. And we've only had 4 seasons prior to this, and nobody's ever defended their belt. And Lucas is the current champion. And I just think it's so fascinating if Lucas can pull it off, as Jake is just tied with him. If he can pull it off and be the back-to-back champion, I think it'd be something that is unbelievable, especially to predict all these fights and beat out almost 300 contestants to defend your belt. I think that's absolutely amazing. So it'll be interesting to see if Lucas can do it. But as a whole, this season has been the best yet, especially with the attendance, man. We've had almost 300 people participate. As you look at me, Jake, Ricky J, baby. I did well in the last time, but I was part of Team Donut, man. Me and Darius, I am putting him as vice president of Team Donut. All those people that had zeros across the board, except until now, man. We were part of Team Donut, all zeros. But it's been a great season. I'm just scrolling down to show you guys your name if you've been putting down your predictions. But it's been a fantastic, interesting season. You know, we've had so many people participate, 282. And we are here right now to finish off the season and crown a new champion. So let's get into it right now. We are going to do 3 fights. And the reason I wanted to do that is just when we did 4 fights last time, it was so much fun to watch all the fights knowing that you have some kind of interest, hidden interest on these fights. So we're going to do Nate Marquardt versus Vitor Belfort. And I'm not going to make this video too long, but Nate Marquardt, I have a soft spot for him. He trained with GSP. I even spoke to him back in the day when he wasn't too popular. Before we do that, what a terrible picture. Look at that picture right there. They got to change that picture. But he is nearing the end of his career, and post Vitor, man, he hasn't been doing well, dropping 2 fights in a row. And Vitor, man, you can just tell by his physique, now he looks like the old neighbor mowing his lawn with his shirt off, but he just hasn't been the same. And even Nate Marquardt, he did take TRT back in the day, so now he's trying to, you know, fight without it. So this is the battle of the post-TRT fighters, and not a lot of people know about Nate Marquardt taking TRT, but Nate's record is very good. A lot of fights, and currently, recently he's been flip-flopping wins and losses, and like I said, Vitor's been losing, and Vitor's gas tank is like a golf cart, man. 5 minutes, and then he's got to refuel. So I'm going to go with Nate Marquardt. I'm going to say Nate's going to KO Vitor in the 2nd round. I know it's kind of crazy, but that's what I'm going for. Nate Marquardt, 2nd round KO. Now, in the co-main event, you know, it's funny. I love Claudia Gadelha, but the EA Sports UFC 2 game has destroyed her for me, man, because all the guys that use her are a grappling machine, and it just bugs me how they use her, but she's a very good grappler. And Carolina, she is good. Both of them lost to Joanna, the current champion, but her match against Joanna, I felt like she wasn't pulling the trigger like I know she could, and she had her moments where she was doing well. If I had to click on her name, if you look at her past fights, like this went to a decision, and, you know, like, she didn't do too bad, man. She didn't do too bad. And then she won by split decision against Rose Namajunas. And then, like, a lot of decisions. So she doesn't, like, she has good striking, and she's able to take a punch, and, you know, she's very durable. But Claudia Gadelha, she's the #1 contender. This is #1 versus #2, which I really like. You know, I like her beyond the video game, and I think that she's just a bulldog, man. She really takes it to her opponents. And look at this. The Joanna fight, she lost by split decision the first time, and then she lost by unanimous decision. And she's been looking really good, and I'm just kind of going with Claudia Gadelha. She's going to be on home court, man, home soil, and I'm going to say she's going to win. I'm just trying to think. I'm going to say she's going to win by decision. I think it's going to go back and forth. Carolina is a very durable fighter. So I'm going to say Claudia is going to win by decision. Now, in the main event, I am looking forward to this fight so much. And I'm just hoping it happens because Max Holloway is a beast, man. He is really coming into his own. He's won 10 fights in a row. And for all you guys that don't know, both of their recent losses were to Conor McGregor, the luck of the Irish. But I'm going to have to say that Aldo, he hasn't fought in almost a year, man, in 11 months pretty much. And he is, I don't know if you could say he's in his prime. He's in the tail end of his career, in my opinion. And Max Holloway just has a lot of steam. And he just looked very good in his recent fights. If you look at his recent fights, let's see. The Anthony Pettis fight was awesome. He really put it to Pettis. And that really surprised me. I thought Pettis was going to win for sure. And he's just looked very good. Oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because how do you bet against Aldo? But I just think that Holloway, too, he's the one guy besides Nate Diaz that gave Conor the best run and the best challenge is what I mean. And that went to a decision. Max did not get finished. It went to a decision. And I just think he's just getting tougher. So I'm going to have to say Max Holloway is going to win. Yeah, he's going to win. I'm leaning towards a decision. But I don't know, man. He could catch Jose. It depends what Jose is going to show up. If Jose is going to show up the Jose, I know we only saw 13 seconds of him, but the Jose that looks scared and timid, or is he going to be that crazy Jose? And usually when he fights in his own hometown of Brazil, he is just crazy. So, and he's going to have all the fans behind him. But I think once he feels Max's power, he's going to panic. Yeah, he's going to panic. So I'm going to have to say Max Holloway is going to win. Oh, man, it's tough. I'm really leaning towards the decision, but I'm going to have to say that Max Holloway is going to win by, let me guess, man. I don't know. I'm going to say 4th round KO. Why not? 4th round KO. He's going to shock the world and defeat Aldo, man. But it could go either way. It's going to be a tough fight, and that's what makes these fights so much fun. So let me know in the comment section below. Remember, it's the Belfort-Marquardt fight and Gadelha Carolina fight. I can't say her last name, to be honest. And then Aldo Holloway. All right, people? And then we will crown the new champion for Season 5. So good luck. Have fun. Enjoy the fights. Remember, it's in Brazil, so I don't know if it's going to be... Let me know in the comment section below if it's going to be in the early morning for the North American fans, man. I think I'm going to have to wake up early to watch the fights. But back in the day, man, when they had fights in Brazil, they would actually show the fights real time, so 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. But then in Brazil, it was something bizarre like 3 in the morning when they were showing the fights live, like when it was live in Brazil. So I don't know if they're going to change that. Hopefully they do, just to help out the people in Brazil. Nobody wants to go watch fights at 3 a.m. Anyhow, people, good luck. Get your picks in. You have until Saturday. You guys are the best. This is Ricky J, baby, from Ricky J Sports.
And you are awesome.